Where my drink at? Oh, what up? What up? We back. It's a podcast where we think we know what we're talking about, but we don't know shit. But we have a guest host and a guest who do know shit. So first of all, I want to bring in my all-star team. Always gotta have my all-star team with me. Let me bring in my boy JB.
What's up?
What up, JB?
Stand up. How's
What's
everybody?
good, homie?
Hey, it's the podcast. It's Tuesdays. That's
Tuesday, baby. Yes, sir.
Tuesdays.
We're gonna get this ball rolling.
Yes, sir.
Let me bring in my other all-star, JI.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going, fam? Hey, I'm excited. Like JB said, it's Tuesday, and we have some exciting guest hosts. I'm just really looking forward to it.
Man, I am super charged up, man. I kind of want to talk about the this whole Andy Dawson business, but we'll table that. We'll table that for now. We got some more pressing business to worry about. So JB, I give it to you.
I want to introduce close personal friend of mine, brother's family. I want to introduce Mr. Robert Bobby Reed, Chicago basketball legend, Jackson State University basketball alum, pro ball internationally, owner and CEO of Chicago Millionaire Entertainment, host of All Ball Chicago podcast. Shout out, we love, we collab.
All ball.
And creator of the culture, inventor of the culture. Please give it up for Mr. Robert Bobby Reed.
What's up? You
all suited, booted, man.
You know I gotta come up in here righteous, man. What's up, fellas?
I gotta get like
how's it going?
Man, thanks for having me on, fellas. I'm charged. I feel important. What's going on?
You are important, man. You are important.
Oh, most definitely.
Man,
Thank you for coming.
I can talk sports in my sleep, man. Let's rock, baby.
In your sleep, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I hear you. Well, our guest tonight, man. Oh my God, we can talk about his resume all night. So I'll try to keep it as brief.
I'm going to.
Well, we're definitely going to talk with him about his resume. But I mean, this dude, Mr. Pierce, he's an NBA All-Star, 2-time six man. By the way, he was dropping them bees on Michael Jordan in the 90s. Not only just with the Bucks, but when he was with Indiana too. He dropped bees on him, man. And he was in the league for 16 years. He's an innovator of a product right now, AccuShot, which I might need to talk to him about later offline because, my shot is kind of off, But, let's bring in Mr. Ricky Pierce and give him a big old round of applause. Yeah, buddy.
What's up, fellas? Everything good?
What's up, Mr. Pierce?
Ricky Pierce, the walking book, baby.
I like that touch, man. I like that, man.
Hey, you never see the shot you didn't like. That's my man right there. Hey, y'all expect when you bring a legend in here like this, I'm gonna get excited. I'm sorry, fellas.
Hey, man, I'm excited too.
That's what we expect.
Man,
man.
In the candy store, I'm telling you.
That's what's up, man.
Just like it, isn't it? I'm like, man, Mr. Pierce. Oh my God. So, Mr. Pierce, I'm gonna give you the floor. You can just start from Texas, Dallas, Texas, where it all started, right?
Yes, sir. I was just thinking, when I saw it was Chicago, it automatically came to my mind Terry Cummings, Mark Aguirre, Isaiah Thomas. I played with Isaiah in my rookie year.
Right, in Detroit.
Right, in Detroit, yeah.
Right. And, I'm like, man, Chicago have some ballers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what came to my mind when I knew I was coming on this show. But yeah, it did start in Dallas for me. You know, we had some outstanding players. I was thinking about, before I came on the show, Isaiah Thomas was telling me, you know, well, you guys probably heard the story too, against some guys that didn't make it to the league that could eyeball him.
Mm-hmm.
And I played against guys like that myself coming up through Texas. That was tough. And I can just imagine, you know, looking at all the stars in Chicago, man, they have a slew of ballers, man.
Yeah, the laundry list is super long.
That's right.
For sure. Ricky, first question I got to ask you is from one of our fans. Being from Texas, where football reigns supreme, what made you choose basketball, especially in the late 70s, early 80s, over football? What made you choose basketball over football, especially being from Texas?
Just the love of the game, you know. And I was so tall, and the guys what really made me make that decision. I was running up on the line, and everybody was getting lower than me. And they would get lower. And I'm like, this can't be my game. I mean, I enjoyed it, but they was always too low to the ground. And so, but you know, basketball was my love, you know. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and it was too hot to outside, man. It was hot out there. You know, Texas, hot weather.
100-degree heat, cactuses sweating.
Hey, it's 80 degrees right now.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I wish we had it. Yeah. We just got some more snow.
See?
That's crazy, right? That is so crazy.
Hey, I want to ask him a question. Can I ask him a question real quick?
Absolutely. Feel free.
Hey, Ricky Pierce, man, they brought you from over in L.A., right? You left L.A. and it was you, Craig Hodges, and Terry Cummings to come to Milwaukee. And y'all joined Marcus Johnson.
That would be San Diego. It wasn't L.A. just yet.
That wasn't San Diego, right? Yeah, that was San Diego. Right.
Yeah, San Diego. Yeah.
Right. And you came to Milwaukee with Hodges and Terry Cummings. Wasn't that kind of like a super team?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, yeah, we had a squad. I mean, you know, that first year we played together with the Clippers, and that's how we really got acclimated with one another. You know, we the same age.
Right.
And we went to Milwaukee, yeah, for Marcus Johnson, Junior Bridgman, and Harvey Cutchins.
Right. All them was in their 30s. Y'all was in y'all 20. They like, we're going to go younger. Yeah, that was a nasty core right there, man. That was nasty right there.
Absolutely. You just dropped some names. Junior Bridgman, Marcus Johnson. You know, some people, for our younger guests, Marcus Johnson that you know played in White Men Can't Jump. That's the Marcus Johnson that we know. But, Ricky, you had some of the greatest shooters and scorers on your team. Paul Pressey, Sidney Moncrief. But for some reason, you just stood out, man. Like, just tell us a little bit about that dog that you had that we seen as youngsters from day one. Like, man, number 22 got everything you need.
I just wanted to play and compete. I mean, I love the game. You know, coming up as a kid, you know, I just wanted to get my game to the top level. I never wanted it to end, right? I mean, from 5th grade up, you know, I enjoyed the game all the way up through junior high, high school, and college. So I'm looking at what is the top level, okay, of competition.
Okay.
That's where I want to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you took a more traditional back then route with JUCO before you went to Rice and everything. Tell us a little bit about that before you got to the pros, because clearly you was giving out work. Clearly.
Well, I was going to go to Washington State, right?
Okay.
I mean, I'll try to make this as quick as I can. But faculty at my high school, football school now, they crazy about football. Mm-hmm. I didn't play football. So they was kind of pissed, right? I mean, I was a pretty good player, good athlete, right? So they wanted me to go to Arkansas.
Okay, Razorback country.
Okay, now these football people now.
Right.
And they told me I had 2.5 grade point, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm good. I could go anywhere I want. And so they kept talking with me about Arkansas. Eddie suddenly came down, right?
Oh, okay.
And so finally I talked to him and I asked him, I say, well, why do you guys want me to go to Arkansas so bad? And they told me, they say, well, if you go, some football players going to get scholarships. That's what they told me. And I told them, no, I'm not doing that, right? They had Moncrief, Depth, they had all those guys. And I said, I don't want to go there and sit for a year or two. You know, those guys are all Americans, right?
Right.
And so after I made that decision, told them no, the next day they called me back into the office, right? The counselor there, football coaches. What do they have to do with basketball, first of all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they told me, yeah. And then they told me this one. Well, we made a mistake on your grade point. It's not a 2.5, it's a 1.9. And you know, you have to have a 2 point to go to a 4-year school.
Right. Oh, wow.
That's how my journey begun with Walla Walla Community College.
Yeah. So they played
the
politics game early on with you. You learned that from jump.
From Jump Street. That's what happened right there. So, and I was going to transfer from the junior college to Washington State and play with George Raveling. But of course, being a Texas boy, and I got a taste of that snow and cold up in Walla Walla, Washington.
Right. Not gonna be able to do it.
Wow.
So
that's true story, man.
That's super interesting. Super interesting.
Very.
Well, Ricky, I have a quick question about Walla Walla, because that's a path. Junior college is a path that's commonly taken, but commonly not spoken of. How was that transition from Walla Walla to Rice?
The competition, I love that competitive competition in the junior college. I believe a lot of players that have taken that route going through junior college, they'll tell you about the competition. It's fierce, man. Mm-hmm. But you know, when I got to Rice, it was more laid back. I mean, the players all had scholarships from the beginning. You know, some of them, I think they felt it was just privileged. You understand? Mm-hmm. And I just come from that political thing that you talked about earlier. I'm pissed off when I get there. Okay. So I'm there to just, you know, bum rush everybody on the court. You see what I'm saying? I had a chip on my shoulder when I got there.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And but it was cool though. I mean, the people was cool. I mean, you know, you have to, you know, really get out in the books, you know what I'm saying? But I played with a chip on my shoulder at Rice.
And it clearly showed too. It showed. Definitely showed. I want to ask you this because I'm trying to keep our fans engaged. We got a lot of people asking questions. I'm like, well, I'm just going to ask. If you don't want to answer, that's on him. But somebody asked me, and I hate to ask this now, but I'm going to ask it. Why was it so easy for you to kill the Bulls?
Kill who?
The Bulls.
It might have looked easy, but that wasn't easy, man. I mean, you know, that was hard work.
I didn't want to ask that, but
hey, look, you know who y'all had on that team, man. Y'all had multiple players that could go.
Yeah,
right.
But you sure made it look easy, though. I mean, you dropped 38 on. I think Mike was defending you. I think it was like a group effort. So it wasn't just Mike. I think they had a few people on you. But you dropped 38, and I'm like, oh, my God. This dude is a beast. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. That was just like right before the playoffs, wasn't it? I believe it was right before the playoffs.
Yeah. But
and
1990.
I don't know, but it's competitive, right? And it's all about respect.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, the Bulls, they respected the Bucks. We respected those guys, and all those guys, pros, man. You have to come with your game. Your best game. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You can't come out there playing around. I mean, you have to.
Absolutely not. Because you
Yeah, you have
definitely
to.
see Craig Hodges played with you, and when it was the shoe was on the other foot, he didn't want no parts of you on that defensive end.
Man, Craig was one of the best teammates, best shooters I ever played with, man. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Hey,
Yeah.
let me ask you something real quick, Ricky. I know you watched the game today. I know you love to play in this game today because you can't even touch nobody. You just go to the whole score and get $40 million a year. I know you love that, don't you, man?
You know what I
Get
was talking
40
with a guy like
million.
you can't even touch him, man. You can't do nothing. Just get out of the way. I would
And
love
you
it.
get 40 million. I know you'll love it. I would love it too, man. What's
Oh
Steph
yeah.
Curry's contract, fellas? What, 200 something million? What he got? For 3 years?
A
$40
lot.
million. $40 million a year, you guaranteed you're not gonna get hurt, buddy.
Boy, it'd
Not
been so much fun.
and
But
Yeah.
that
do you think today's game is worth? I mean, we all come from obviously you come from a different era. We fall right behind with the '90s and late '90s, early 2000s. But like, do you feel that basketball? Because I'm a fan of the game since I was in diapers to currently, but eras do dictate a kind of like a thought process of how the game evolves. But you still got to play basketball.
Mhm.
Like, how do you feel about them actually playing basketball today, Ricky? Because I don't see a lot of skill work as far as like nobody can shoot for real except for like 7 people.
Well, if you look at the shooters, most of the shooters are European players. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they getting all the exposure for being a great shooter, and and then they can flat out shoot the ball for sure. But we have skills. The guy's not short on skills, and it's their game. It's there, so I guess they have to take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really knock it. I mean, they doing their thing. The fans, the NBA, they want to see a lot of points put up. So they saying if you touch, you get to the free throw line. But then
Right.
I think some of the flopping and some of the stuff, they need to clean up on. I think it's a little bit too much of that.
Too much
That kind of
theatrics, yeah.
yeah, all that flopping and you acting just a little bit too much now. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Yeah.
LeBron, stop it.
I'm so glad you said that because I know so many people that's you go to your local YMCA for a pickup and they flopping and stuff. It's like, man, I sneezed on you. You talking about some foul. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't like that part of it. I mean, you have to. I mean, let them play now. I mean, don't you got play ball. You know what I'm saying? Quit all that acting. I was
Hey, who
talking to
reminds
Steve.
you?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, who reminds you of you right now in today's game? You remind me of Jimmy Butler type of player. What you think about that?
Jimmy Butler, I had an opportunity to watch him. That kid is tough, man.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, I mean,
The
he
mid
don't back up.
range. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's tough. And that other kid with the Clippers, what's his name? That star player with the dreadlock, the long hair.
Kawhi Leonard.
That's a bad boy. I mean, that one or
Oh,
two
yeah.
dribbles, jump shot. I mean, he's consistent with that. Yeah.
Right.
The lost art, Ricky, you made a career out of it. Let's transfer into them Seattle days when you was running with GP and Sean Kemp and stuff like your mid-range, that one dribble, two dribble, hesitation, that hard pump fake. Look to the left, look to the right, people gone.
Killers.
Just pulling like that lost art. Like, can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, how did that like help you like play 16 years? Because you were unstoppable pretty much. Like, let's call it what it was. You had almost 5 seasons of 20 plus points a game. You was almost I don't know if you even remember this. You was almost a 50, 40, 90 guy twice. So
Well, I try to play to my strengths, play my game, and that was my niche. That's how I played best. They gave me the opportunity to play is scoring the ball, and That was my patent move. You know what I'm saying? Pump fake, left, right, pull up. You know, I just played my game. You know,
and it just came naturally within the flow. Because like I was saying, like creating a shot nowadays is more like how many moves can you make to make somebody fall or embarrass them, or they say break your ankles or something. Tell them you didn't need all that back in the day because you played ball and you had a go-to move or a signature move, but you worked on that. Like your shot, like you probably took what, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jumpers a night before you even got on the floor, right?
all the time, and you know, my thought process: get the bucket, get back on defense. I mean, why waste a lot of energy with the juking and the dribbling but if that's your game, play your game. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, just when you need a bucket, just pass it over here. Let's get the bucket, and I get on back.
That was a good plan. That was an
I did
excellent.
get through lollygagging around with it.
That's right.
Yeah.
When you get through playing around, just throw it over here. Let's get the bucket where we can get back.
Put all that dancing out, man. Let's play some basketball.
Yeah.
Ricky, I wanted to ask. You spent the bulk of your career in Milwaukee and Seattle, so those definitely like different areas of the United States. Can you tell us how, and you've seen some other organizations, Indiana, Denver, Charlotte. Can you tell us some of the similarities in the pro teams and maybe some of the differences, or are there great differences?
Well, that on the West, they played more of that fast-paced, shoot a quick shot. They didn't run really system or set. In the East, we were running sets and, we're going to set you up. And, we were looking at the West. You go down and you take that quick shot and you missed. We figured we're going to have an opportunity to control a game, if you keep firing up those quick shots. I mean, especially the good teams. You play, say Chicago. I know that's y'all team. That's where y'all at. You playing against Chicago, right? They're going to take advantage of all of those misses. You understand what I'm saying? But and the main thing I like about the East and the West, they are all paying you, right? You get your check. And that's the way I look at it. If you paying, I'm playing. You see what I'm saying?
I'm playing.
Yeah.
Hey man, y'all wasn't sitting out games either. Y'all wasn't taking on rest days and
load management.
Load management.
No, I don't know where they get all that from, but we love playing, man. If you sitting and taking off, we have a lot of good players on our team. On those teams, they'll come in and you might not have your job, man. You know what I'm saying? You give me an opportunity, right? You give me an opportunity where you resting and I go out and do my thing. It's going to be hard for you to get back out there.
Hey, that's it. That's all.
That's real.
I'm here for a purpose.
That's the purity of the game. Love
Be cool, but I ain't your friend.
Yeah.
And see, this is part of the reason why I'm still kind of stuck in the 90s when it comes to basketball, because I love that competition. I love the physical play, the actual defense. They don't really play defense anymore, man. They kind of just shoot, leave their hand up. If it don't go in, they stop running back. But in the 90s, you shoot, oh no, I'm getting this rebound. You had guys like Dennis Rodman, Olajuwon. They want the rebound. So it was a real physical game in the 90s. So I'm kind of stuck in the 90s, and that's why I'm in awe. Like Mr. Pierce, oh my God. But for a lot of our younger fans, they may not know the caliber of baller that you are. I'm just so in awe right now.
But back when we was playing, back to the defense part, said, man, you had to be tough, okay? You go in for a layup, trust me, Rick Mayhorn and all those guys, they knocking you down. For instance, when Michael Jordan was coming through, right? What did he say? I have to get to the weight room. These guys is knocking me down. I mean, that's the way we played.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, they got a little rough with him, but but we played tough. You know, you could hold with your hands. You know, when you drive into the basket, I remember Dennis Rodman. He would actually put his hand and try to guide you and hold you and push you. You know what I'm saying? You can't touch now.
Right. The hand check rule.
Yeah.
Right.
The NBA justify some of these rule changes and removing, I guess, more physical defense, and they justify that by saying, well, the league has never been healthier financial wise. Do you think that relaxing the rules and making it a more fan friendly game as far as scoring has helped the league? Definitely financially, or do you think that would have just come over time as evolution?
Well, evolution, you know, the game changes. And of course, you know, the league making tons of money. You can see the players, you see what they making. They going into other countries, selling merchandise, television. I mean, the league know what they're doing. I mean, that bottom line is important. You know what I'm saying?
Most
that
definitely.
bottom line. Yeah.
Ricky,
Okay,
I got a question here from a fan. She asked, tell us a story about Seattle. She's from Seattle. Tell us a story about those Seattle Supersonics at the Key Dome. Now I'm trying to figure out what angle she going with here. She must have came to a couple of games. Was that one of the most rocking arenas that you've ever played in?
Oh yeah. I mean, we had some players. You know, Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. You know, the glove. You know, a guy asked me to compare the glove to Isaiah Thomas. You know, another Hall of Fame point guard, right?
Right.
Gary talked that trash, and he go out there and you know, strong arm you, right? The other point guards. Gary's 6'5", and Isaiah Thomas, he a showman. You see what I'm saying? I mean, he go out there and he's a showman. He play. I mean, he a game stopper.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't have any stories, you know, to any type of story to tell. I don't know what she mean by story.
I think she was okay. She did text back. She was like, you couldn't hear. So it was one of the loudest arenas that she's ever been to. That key back when y'all was playing. And she's a Supersonics fan.
Oh, the fans, I mean, they need to get a team back in Seattle. I mean, because a fan in Seattle is unbelievable for its support. You know, they would definitely give you that.
Okay. Good to know. And I always wonder why. I mean, obviously we know it's always about money. But a franchise in Seattle, that's gotta happen again. Like the Supersonics, even with back in the day with Lenny and them coming back, that championship they won and everything with DJ and everything coming up.
Right.
The multiple playoff runs that you all had back in there. I believe that was you. That was GP Kemp. That was I want to say, was that Alton List? Not Alton List. That was Xavier McDaniel, right?
Well, Xavier wasn't there when I was there, but yeah, when he was there, they was having good runs. Also, Dale Ellis was there, Deadlift Shrimp, Sam Perkins. Yeah.
Y'all was loaded.
Yeah, y'all was loaded. Y'all was
Man.
Again, you was on that team, so I used to like him.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Monsters. 75 consecutive free throws. You are the ACU shot. You are like you're like the measurement when it comes to, okay, how can I shoot? Can I shoot like Ricky Pierce? I mean, today people it's like the free throw is not an art anymore. You made it like an art to shoot free throws. So 75 consecutive free throws. Were you aware of this, or you just went up there and shoot your free throws?
Well, I was aware when they brought it to my attention, but free throw shooting, just concentration, follow through, and keep the ball on your fingertip pads, just like the AccuShot 22. That's why I put those indentions on the ball to keep it on the fingertip pads, and at the top of your shot, it's going to give you that backspin rotation. I mean, the feel, right?
Right.
Now, if you put the ball in the palm of your hand and shoot it up at the top, it's like shot putting the ball. It's in your palm. But if you have it on your pads at the top of your shot, you're going to create that backspin. And that's how I shoot the ball. And you look at some of the great shooters, at some point, that basketball is coming off the fingertip pads.
Mm-hmm. That might be either a lost art or one that was never taught. Because we see a lot of shot putting going on and just like, oh my God, like stop shooting. Please stop shooting. you make my eyes hurt.
Then you're going to see a lot of European players because the NBA is going over there getting guys that can shoot it. I mean, if you look at the roster, even in college, you see they going getting guys that can fill it up because it's a shooting market right now. They're just taking the physicality out of the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the big men, they have to have a touch now,
Right.
Hey, I had a chance to talk to Craig Hodges last week, and he said that the team that goes back to playing the old school ball, because he said he played for Tex Winters and he taught him the triangle in all capacities. He said the team that goes back to playing that style of ball will win multiple championships. What do you think about that? Because I think he's saying that Steph Curry and them is phasing out. That style is phasing out.
Well, Craig know a lot about basketball. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if Craig said it and he watching it, there's something to it, if he said it.
Right.
Because Craig know basketball, first of all.
Right.
But I don't know if they fading out or not because the shooters market right now. Maybe at some point they get back to the physical game, the triangle offense. I don't know. We have to wait and see. But right now, it's a shooter's market right now.
I think he alluded to that. I think he alluded to that because of what the Raptors was able to do that year because they didn't shoot a lot of threes with your boy Kawhi Leonard. Remember, they pounded down low. And then if you watch it in college, you watching Patrick Ewing, they just pounding it down low. And then you watch it Illinois, they just pounding it down low. So now Zion Williams, they pounding it down low.
Mm-hmm.
So we might be seeing something coming back here, guys.
Coming full circle, yep.
Yeah. But I tell you what, if you talking about Illinois, right? Illinois, the college team. Yeah, I love that team, man. That big kid they have. How tall is he? I don't know. How tall is that big kid? They have.
He's 7-footer, right? Oh, he's 16. Kofi.
Yeah, he's like 6'10".
Boy, he's a brute up under there, ain't he, man? Oh, but they're gonna have to figure out a way. I was watching that game to get him that ball. You see what I'm saying? They need to figure out a way to get him the ball in the right positions because he's unstoppable.
Yes,
but I was watching him. The guards were doing a lot of play. I like that one guard with the mask on. He's pretty good. Mm-hmm. But to win it, they're gonna have to get that kid the ball. They're gonna have to find a way to get it to him.
He's 7 feet tall.
Right. So I thought he was a footer. Yeah.
And somebody else said that he's not getting it low enough on the block, right? He's getting it too far out, and then they putting 3 people on him, and then they don't have enough knockdown shooters. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, they have him in the pick and roll too much. I see him coming up in the pick and roll at the top of the key, right?
Right.
You need to set a cross pick for him down low, and he right there under the basket. And stay patient and get him the ball.
Right, slow the game back down. Half court sets, less of the quick motion, and do a little 2-man game.
Yeah, let him get it underneath. He gonna dominate the game. They gonna get the momentum. Make the other team adjust to him. Man, that kid is a beast.
Shaq. That's like Shaq.
That's right.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. That's Shaq.
A lot of Shaq.
Just feed him the ball. Just feed him the ball. He gonna turn around and do something. That's it.
Right. But he got another one.
That's it.
Guys,
we need to work on his free throws, though.
His free throws,
free throws.
Oh, yeah. He need that AccuShot. He need that AccuShot.
That's what's up.
Guys, we got another one. I want to reach out, Ricky. I'm trying to get everybody that's in here speaking. Mr. Acevedo said that you played with Jack Sigma in Milwaukee, and that's from his hometown of St. Anne, Illinois. He wanted to say you was one of his favorite players. You played with somebody from his hometown, Jack Sigma.
Man, Jack Sigma, fantastic player to play with, man. One of the smartest centers. Well, let's see, probably the smartest center I played with. I love playing with Jack. When he came to Milwaukee, only thing you have to do is get open and cut. Jack gonna feed you. Okay. And he play outside, you know. So the middle, he left it open for me because he pulled a big man out. Right. So the shot blocker was outside.
Because Jack Sigma was a 7-footer, so like you said, he pulled you out. He could shoot. He was kind of like above his time, but that made your game so much more free and fluid, right? Like you was able to not have that middle, that clogging thing, that bogging down thing that sometimes happened in the transition game. You didn't have to deal with that. You had a lot of ones, which was awesome. So we want to thank Alex for reaching out with that. We love that. Appreciate it. Ricky, another question. Are you interested in coaching one day, someone says?
Well, at some point, maybe 10 years ago, 12 years, I thought about it. But what I do now, I just do more individual training. You know, I do a lot of that.
Okay. How can somebody get trained by you? Like drop everything we need to know because we want to promote it. We want to get it out there. Yeah, we might want to come see it. I need to come to Texas. I'm cold.
Yeah, go to that AccuShot. That AccuShot22.com. Go there. They can get a hold of me through that.
Okay, sounds good. We're gonna put that out there. That's AccuShot22.com if you want to get a shooting lesson from Mr. Ricky Pierce himself.
That's right.
Good question. We appreciate that.
Ricky, I know that after your post-playing career, you went back to Rice to finish your degree. What made you feel like, hey, that's something you wanted to do, or what motivated you to do that? Because I think that's very inspiring.
Well, you know, I talked to my mom about that when she was alive, that finishing up. And I wasn't doing much, you know, just had some free time. And I talked to my wife about it, and she said, why not? She told me, well, you know, it's going to be a different because you're going to be sitting in the classroom and you're an old guy now. And then I go in there and I didn't really think about that until I signed up to go back. And then I was sitting in the classroom and I'm like, look at all these kids in here. They were babies. You know what I'm saying? They were babies.
You got to go to work.
Yeah, I mean, it was a trip, man. It was a trip. But it was fun, though. It was fun.
I'm sure a lot had changed at Rice when you went back. Was it night and day?
Yeah, it was night and day. It was a trip, man. Everything was computers, and, you know, it wasn't pencil to paper, and everything was computers, you know. And I'm old school, I'm dinosaur, you know, and I really had to learn fast. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And of course, my wife and my kids, I have younger kids that graduated from college. They was, Dad, it's different, you know. So they helped me out with it. I mean, I adjusted to it. It was cool.
Okay. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Awesome. Got another question, Ricky.
Right.
Says, to ask you if you were playing today, what team would you choose and why? I think that's
well, no, we can go back to what I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I play for pay, right? But I mean, I wouldn't mind playing with. I mean, I would play with Houston. I mean, closer, you know, at home, and with my game, I feel I could play with just about anybody.
Oh, absolutely.
To be honest with you, because You can't touch nobody. I scored a ball. You know what I'm saying? Now, I would really like to play with some guy that really like to pass, who feeding. You know what I'm saying? I would like to play with somebody that's feeding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like a Chris Paul or somebody that's gonna get you to rock.
Well, I would love to play with Chris because he love to feed. You know what I'm saying?
And you love to eat, yes, sir.
That's what
Love that. Thank you, TJ, for the question.
So, Mr. Ricky, out of all the teams that you played for, what would you say? Which would you say was your best time? Or you had the best time in which city?
I would say in Milwaukee. You know, my kids was born in Milwaukee. You know, two of them. You know what I'm saying? So, and the players, you know, it was more of a team atmosphere. You know, we was all around the same age. We kind of grew up together there, so it was kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's beautiful. Milwaukee, you know, right up the street. We've been there many a time. We love Milwaukee. Milwaukee's always been good to us.
Yeah.
Been good. What you think about Milwaukee right now? The squad. I mean, that's still your team. We think Ricky Pierce. We think Bucks. We think Pacers. We think, you know, Sonics. What's going on? How you feel about the Bucks right now? What's going on with them? Are they missing something? Could they use a little tutelage, a little like injection of energy? What's going on with the Bucks now?
Well, I think they're going to need in playoffs, they're going to need another guy that can take charge down the stretch. You know, with Giannis, they're going to put him on the line. I love Giannis, but with him running that point forward, I think he might be playing into the defense hands. You know, they're going to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they adjust to that. They're going to need another guy to bring it down and set it up that can ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not far off, but, you know, with Middleton and them, you know, who another 50, 40, 90 guy, you know, they just maybe they're a Ricky Pierce away because they don't really have outside shooting other than those two guys. You know, if they had somebody that can, you know, stretch the defense a little bit more, they might be a little bit more dangerous, right?
And, you know, some of these guys, you know, they make all of this money and they get complacent, you know, and man, you got to be a dog out there. You know what I'm saying? You really do. I mean, to get to that next level to win and compete. And, you know, I look back in my area, I always bring up Michael Jordan, one of the best players, if not the best scoring guard. I mean, the dude was a killer, man, inside. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, the way he approach and attack you night in, night out. You see that Detroit team, those guys came out with some killer in them, you know. And some of these teams, I won't get into naming players of the teams, but if you don't have that in you, man, you're going to have problems, you know. At nut cutting time, you know, you're going to have some of this here, some heart, man.
Right, or it's going to be a long night.
That's right. I mean, you know, that's right.
Hey, Rick, let me ask you a question, man. You know, that's a lot of guys, man, getting in that Hall of Fame that probably didn't have as good a career as you. You ever think about that, man? You ever look at the guys that's going in there and like, hold on, man. Like,
well, that was asked. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, that was it.
No, a guy was asking me that question, you know, about that. I don't know, man. I'm not in the room selecting it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right. I'm sure, you know, it go back to, like I was telling you guys when I was coming out of high school, getting ready to go to a college, a university, and people have their own agenda, why they want this, why they want that. I mean, I'm not in the room. I don't know. You understand? I mean, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed playing. You know, I got everything out of it that I wanted. You know what I mean? And, you know, I don't make those decisions, but whoever get in, congratulations to you. You know, I don't really keep up with it like that. You understand? But
That's fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's just real. That's real. That's from here. I appreciate that. You know, we need more real talk. You know, I know, Ricky, you give it to us 100. Some of these cookie cutter lines that we like, man, it's the same script night after night after night after night. I appreciate the real talk. You definitely do.
Yeah.
One more fan question. You have a new fan actually. She says, Miss Sanders, play for pay. That's my new mantra. So we got you need to coin that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, write the check, man. Write the check.
Got it.
Love me that money.
Yeah.
So one more thing that's dear to me, Ricky, about the way that you played the game and everything. It's a personal question for me, but with the youth, are you a fan of AAU basketball? And do you feel like that's kind of like taken away from what we all grew up with on how to learn the game?
I mean, are you teaching them the right way? That's my thing. I mean, because I do trainings, individual training myself, right?
Right.
And I've met some coaches, right?
Right.
I mean, they all about the money. They're not teaching the kids the right way, right? And then they get to that point where they have structure, right? They get off, and then they can't play structure. You know, they don't get it. And then they get frustrated and they find themselves in trouble. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, I like to see the players being able to go out to a tournament and play 5-6 games and showcase their skills. But hey, coach, teach them the right way, man. Don't play with them and just get the money, and you're not teaching them right.
So I guess that leads me to ask, like, do some of these coaches, do they even know what the right way is? Because the right way, from what I'm getting from you, that's something that's not even being like taught right now. Like, it's just like you said, get the cool shoes, get the gear, showcase one-on-one talent, but that's not basketball. You put a man like that in structure and they lost. So, like, do they know what the right way is? Talk a little bit more about the right way, because I got some kids that I got listening to you right now, and their ears are like this. They want to know what's up with the right way.
Yeah, some of them don't know the right way, some of the coaches. I mean, I've seen them, right? You know, they don't know. They'll get a book and they'll watch a video and just throw them the ball. And, you know, they don't teach them. They're not teaching them fundamentals, you know, playing smart, coming off picks, down picks, you know. I mean, there's holla pick and roll, you know what I mean? What they call that now, on ball. I hear them using that term, on ball screen, right. You know. So they figure, okay, everybody in the on ball screen, and, you know, just have guys running around everywhere. It's not gonna work, man. I'm gonna set you up. I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. I'm teaching for my kids to set them up, stay patient. You understand? Shoot the ball the right way. Don't play out of control. And some of the coaches, they don't know some of them. I've seen them, right? I've been in the gym with a couple of coaches on one end of the gym, young guys or even older guys on the other end. And I'm like, you know, you see what I'm saying? It's don't, you know, I can't really just get into what they was doing because I've seen a lot of it.
But you know, it wasn't right.
It wasn't right. And when they get to the next level, a coach that know what he's doing is they might not have that patience. They're not going to tell you. Yes. They're going to just tell you to sit down and get out the gym.
Mm-hmm. And then you're exposed.
That's right. I mean, you will be exposed.
Wow, that's tough, Ricky. That's tough. A lot of our kids can't wait to get to the next AAU, and the fundamentals of the game is gone. It's just gone.
That's right. And hey, big fella, and if you look at it, like Jay, what we were talking about earlier about the shooters in the AAU. I mean, the European players. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of those guys is fundamentally sound, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, they really fundamentally sound. And they'll beat you and they play hard.
And that's still the winning formula. It's got to be, right? It's got to be the winning
Right.
formula still. Absolutely. Thank you for that. And the kids, they appreciate that. Thank you.
Ricky, I got a question. You mentioned the European players a little bit. You had a brief stint in Athens. Is that right?
Right.
What was that? Were the fundamentally sound shooters? Was that prevalent then?
Man,
Or
I
did you
played
see a
against.
wave?
Yeah, I played against some teams. I can't recall the name of the team. You know, they have all these long names and all of that stuff. But those guys, man, look, I'm telling you, they play hard, right? And they serious. It was a 17-year-old kid, 6'7", that was on our team, right? He wasn't playing. He didn't get any action. But the coach would tell him, I want you to guard Vicky every day where you could learn something. And I'm telling you, man, I was hitting this kid with all kind of elbows, this. I mean, he kept coming back, didn't complain, and, you know, just kept playing hard, man. You know, and for shooters, they had big men on other teams we playing against. Man, they were knocking threes down, jumpers. I mean, they were knocking them down. Trust me. Yeah, they have some pure shooters over there.
And that's why they taking over every draft. I noticed more and more European players get brought over every year, every draft.
They had like 10 Africans in this last draft in the first round. It's probably like 10 or 12 Africans, man. But they want the game to go global. But that's okay because now they're going to start allowing the high school kids, man, with that new league overtime for 16 to 18-year-olds to get paid up to $100,000. How you like them apples, Ricky Pierce? How you like that? You got a 16-year-old son, he get $100,000 a year to hoop, baby.
But you know what? Go ahead and get paid, man. I'm with that. I mean, because you have a lot of players that's just they don't want to go to college. I mean, if you can get paid, go ahead and get paid. You know, I mean, but I look at the parents, make sure you schooling your kid and where they get a good understanding of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just don't play basketball, get your mind right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But go ahead and get paid, man. I'm with that.
Right.
I would have did it.
Pay for play. I love it.
Yeah.
I would have did it too if I was like 2 feet taller. I'm a short dude. I'm a short dude, man. I was always short. I tried to play basketball. The basketball coach laughed at me like, "Man, what you gonna do, little man?" So yeah, I figured basketball wasn't for me.
I got you.
Yeah,
absolutely. Ricky, can you do you have any more organizations or anything? Like I said, I got a lot of people chiming in. We want to support. We want to keep Ricky Pierce's name out there. We've got the AccuShot 22. You got any organizations out there that's dear to your heart?
Yeah, go to that AccuShot site, man. I mean, we're working on some stuff here in Houston with our chapter. You know, we have a Maurice Evans. He our new president. We're working on some things that we're gonna be doing.
Okay, let me write that down. Maurice Evans. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, well, let me tell my man Ricky, man, you get a chance, swing over to my website, and that goes for all y'all. Of course, I created the world's first social distance device. It's called The Culture. You go over there, www.culturedevices.com. It's a wireless headset, waist amplifier, amplify the voice 500 square feet. You can sit it in the middle of the court and walk 100 yards away, and you can still hear it, man. Hit the website up, man, and follow your boy Robert Bobby Reed, man. Come on, man. I want to send one to Ricky Pierce, man. Give me your address, buddy. I'm gonna send it to you. Y'all give me his address, man. I'm gonna give him one on the house. But only deal, you gotta take a picture with it for me and send it to the guys.
All right.
So that's like a social distancing device, right?
Yes, sir. So that's what you know when you see coaches wearing the headset. Let me show you real quick, man.
Yeah, show us.
Show it to you right quick. So
we got 2 innovators tonight. 2 innovators.
Basically, I can bust one open, man. When you're the boss, you can bust it open, right? So basically, gentlemen,
you dress like the boss too.
This is the amplifier, right? So you can hang this thing on your waist. Okay. So check this out. And I usually use this on my podcast sometime, or I just use this. So this is the headset. So it sits right there. Let me link it up for y'all real quick. So whatever number shows up on here, 107.5, you set it on here, right?
Okay.
Check this demo out. Man, I got people going crazy over this thing. You remember Nino Brown, man? Y'all remember Nino Brown, them on New Jack City? Man, they going crazy in the hood for this thing. So what I got to do is basically whatever number shows up on the amplifier, let's say 87.5. It's real simple. I just put it on. Hold on, what's that? 87.9. So I just set it to 87.9. And when you're in the gym, instead of hollering at your kids coaching, you can wear the culture, baby. You can wear the culture. Now your voice is being amplified.
So that's good. That's good if you got kids in the house too, right?
That's
and the
right.
kids upstairs.
Hey, bring me my popcorn.
You tell them, get your little ass downstairs.
I like that. Okay,
Yeah,
Reed.
man, that's the culture, baby. Ain't nobody else got it. I'm the only one got it, you know. And I sent one to Scott Brooks, man, the coach for Washington. Yep. And he was just like, man, the league, we're not ready for this. But yeah, that's my pitch for the night, fellas. That's it.
That's all good, man. Phil Jackson probably should have had that. He
Right?
killed it. He killed his voice. Hey, Scotty! He killed his voice, man. He could have used that culture.
But man, I appreciate y'all letting me hop on here. Go ahead, Mr. Pierce.
But Bob, we have to support each other, man. You see what I'm saying? I mean,
Yes,
I'm gonna check that out, and you know that's what we need to do. We need to support one another, man. We need more support.
Right. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that, man.
Absolutely.
And I got 3 sons that's hooping, and I get that shoot that the accurate shot. I get one of them, man, because I want my sons to be able to shoot lights out. I don't want them missing.
Check this out, Bob. See, this the ball right here. See the ovals on it right here?
Oh,
okay.
You know, for the hand placement, right?
Right.
Check that out. And see this is what it does for you to have that opening right here. You don't have it in the palm of your hand. And the ovals, you get that backspin rotation. That's why I told you I put those oval indentions on this, 10 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got to have that backspin.
Spalding manufactured it, right? So it's a quality ball.
Right.
You know, it's real good quality.
Where can you get that from?
You can go to AccuShot22.com.
Okay.
Yep. We a couple of us coach at elementary schools and high schools that would come in handy. So we're gonna reach out to you, Ricky, on the back side and see if we can get our vendor to get some of your product. Absolutely.
Yeah. And reach out to me like you reach out to me last to get me now.
Gotcha.
And we can work on some stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Done deal. You will be hearing from me again soon.
All right.
Well, man, I mean, this has been great. This has been great. Like I said, I'm in awe. Mr. Pierce, what? But
Man.
yeah, so we definitely want to have you back, baby. I don't know, maybe in the fall. Hopefully you come back and maybe my shot will get better. We get some of those. Maybe we'll get some of those Aki shots going on.
Yeah.
And you know, let's just have a good time again like this tonight. This was great.
Come back and celebrate Illinois championship.
Right.
Hey, Dickie V, he picked Gonzaga.
Who did?
Dick Vitale, he picked Gonzaga.
Man, they get that big man that ball and get him more involved down low. I'm telling you, man, they're beasts. Their defense is on point. Those boys are balling, right? I mean, I sit up and watch that game. I mean, I don't miss their game. I mean, I'm impressed with that game. Yeah.
And I tell you what, that one kid that was on Ohio State was no slouch either, man. What's the kid name? Tall, light-skinned kid with the sideburns that had like 38.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, man, I said, this dude's a pro. But you make your name in the tournament. You make your name around this time. You can be hyped up all you want. It'll be a dude come from out of nowhere, give you 50. Let me pick him. That's what happened to Ja Morant, right? Did he make his
Yeah.
name at the end of the year? So
So
yeah,
we learned
man.
2 things for sure: the big man ain't dead, and the mid range is still king.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
that's it right
For
there.
sure. Yeah.
That's it right there. All right.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Mr. Pierce. Well, we're not gonna hold you up. But we was certainly blessed to have you on tonight. It was real insightful and
Man,
informative, very informative. I know John
I couldn't stop
loves
talking about it. I'm sorry.
you.
Yes.
Hey, it was my pleasure, man. I had a ball. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man.
So I'm hoping in the fall we can do this again.
All right.
And make
All
sure
right,
y'all
Mr.
give me some
Pierce.
information on the boss, man, so I can send him this device, man.
Ricky, I'll reach out to you for your address so Bobby can send you that, and then we'll link
Okay.
you out for the because I want a couple of them balls.
Okay.
ASAP.
That'll work.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Mr.
Hey,
Pierce.
I'm gonna follow you too, man. I wrote all that down. My assistant wrote it down. I got you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And don't worry about him, Mr. Chris. I teach him how to shoot it, man. I was a rifle in my day, G.
Oh, you gonna teach me how to do it?
I teach him how to stroke it, man. I was a black hole in my day, baby.
That's funny there. Okay.
Peace to
All
you,
right,
big
baby.
man.
I'll be good, man.
All right, Mr. Pierce.
Blessings.
All right, baby.
All right. Most definitely.
All right.
Man,
Bobby,
oh, man, oh,
Bobby,
man.
I gotta get one of those coaches too, man. Y'all gotta definitely hit me up. I'm definitely gonna patronize you, get your product. I'm hoarse over here now from yelling.
From coaching.
Nobody's listening, but I'm yelling and screaming.
Man, you got to get the culture, baby. You got to say your voice, man. You got to amplify your voice, man. Hit that cash out, man. I dropped that thing in the mail tomorrow. You know what I'm doing them special though for this month only, man. I'm doing 2 for $150. They're usually $99 a pop, but I can do 2 for $150 just for this month. I've been popping them things off, man. I changed the game, boy. You know, like JC was doing it on the block. I was on the block at first, and I changed that up. No, just kidding, man.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
thank y'all for having me on, man. It was a lot of fun, man.
Nah,
Oh,
family,
man.
you know, hey,
Most
blessings, man. We
definitely.
appreciate you.
And man, y'all very cohesive, man. Y'all take each other, wait and take turns and all of that. Man, that's good. I can't get nobody to do that when I do a show. We over talking to each other and every damn thing, man.
Man,
You know,
you got a great podcast. I don't know what you're talking
Well, no,
about.
me and
man.
Liv, that's different. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the other stuff that I be doing when I be
Oh,
doing But
yeah, you and Liv, man. Y'all got a great podcast, great chemistry, great
Thanks,
guest.
man. Thanks,
Love it,
man.
love it.
Awesome.
Bobby,
I was
you're a
checking
J
it out.
State guy, right?
Say
I
again.
hear you.
You're a J State guy, right?
Yeah, I was at Jackson State. I went to Jackson State. I got my degree from Chicago State, though.
Okay, Jackson State. What's that? The Tigers?
Yes, sir.
Ain't you the Tiger? Ain't y'all the Tigers too at Morehouse?
I think
Yes.
Grambling the Tigers.
Yes.
And Morehouse is too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what?
Man, shout out to the HBCUs, man.
Yeah, we definitely
Definitely.
the gold. We the Golden Tigers.
You
know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, do y'all go to that alumni picnic they have every year out there, man? They had it at Rainbow Beach about 2 years ago. Did y'all go to that?
I went to that one at Rainbow Beach. Oh, it's off
Oh,
the chain.
man. Oh, put that off the chain, dog.
Oh man, it was off the chain.
We're going to talk about this off the air, man. Woo! I ate so good.
Now y'all make me feel bad for going to a PWI.
Damn, man, that's fucked up that you went to
Hey, man, at least y'all can have
Michigan State, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, no man. You know, Sparty had it going.
Michigan State now. Yeah, Michigan State, Jackson State. Michigan State.
Michigan State. HBCU.
I don't know about all of that.
HBCU
I
was
was-
very a lot of fun though.
I bet
Oh,
it
yeah.
was. Hey, we had one of the alums from Jackson State, Eddie Payton. He was on. He was
Oh,
on
the golf. He was the golf coach.
Yeah, he was on the podcast. We talked to him for a minute.
He
He
was
a
there
lot
for a
of fun.
long time, man. He
Long
was at Jackson State a
time.
long time. And it's crazy the correlation with him being the golf coach and Walter Payton being the greatest running back they say ever, you know, and going down there. That was something else, man. That experience, I wish I could send my sons. I would really like to send my sons to HBCU, and I love HBCUs. They just got some things they got to clear up, man, to make me feel a little comfortable before I send this northern boy to the south with that game, man.
Yeah, I hear you sound like Dion. Where he got his wallet stolen, man. Well, it wasn't even stolen. He thought it was stolen because it was an HBCU. But shout out to Dion. Hopefully we get Dion on the podcast too.
Dion who?
Deion Sanders.
Oh, prime time.
Yeah, Coach
Man,
Prime.
they been all in his pockets. But you know what? That's inside, man. People taking stuff for him, man, like that. But Jackson State, that's one thing for sure. That ain't nobody on that campus, man. And he got to put his guards up, dude. You prime time, man. You on the west side of Jackson, dog. I went there. I was there 5 years. I went to Jackson State. Hey, man, you got to keep it. You got to have 100%. What's the universal precaution, right? Self-preservation. Yeah. You walking around this mug, we know you rich. Everybody know you rich. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna follow that car to the end of the night.
Oh no, they not getting Coach Prime like he's sweet. They done hit him a couple times.
Yeah,
just wasn't publicized till now.
But they gave him the stuff back though. But shout out to him though, man. And shout out to y'all, man. Y'all got a great pod, man.
Bobby, man, thank you for collaborating. I hope we get to do some more in the future, man. You know what I'm saying? Support. We got some other things in the background working, me and you. So
absolutely,
you know, like, always love, always support. I think we got about 7 more minutes of show left if we want. And since we still here,
this our podcast. We do whatever the fuck we want.
Hey, well,
okay.
I'm about to say what the fuck I want to say.
That is. Go ahead.
I already know where this is going.
You damn right. Can we fire Ryan Pace tonight?
Oh man.
Fire who?
What did he do?
I want to whoop his ass first. Can I whoop his ass real quick? Then we fire him.
Then sign Andy Dalton, Bobby.
Who was that? Hold on, you froze up.
They signed a quarterback that just got released from Dallas. Andy Dalton. See, look, you just got to shake your head.
It's sad, man, because it really speaks to the underbelly of racism that exists within that organization. And that's all I can say, bro.
They'll get a black quarterback, but they don't want that black quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? I think it was, Irv said this earlier. It was like a lateral move. When you think about what Mitch Trubisky was bringing to the Bears, so and Andy Dalton is not going to bring anything more. He's not going to bring anything less.
I don't even care if he play. Like, what does Andy Dalton do for you as a fan? Does he excite you? Like, man, the Bears,
No.
Or is he another one of them where you just be like, man, what the?
Bro, we only had one black quarterback, man, and that was Vince Evans, man. I was a shorty. We've only had one black quarterback in Chicago history. We had our boy Cordell Stewart, but he don't count.
Damn, why he don't count? He black too.
I mean,
he was at
he count. I like Cordell. I'm just kidding.
If we want to be
and Jason Campbell,
if we want to be accurate, there's only 3 teams in the NFL that have employed more black quarterbacks than the Chicago Bears. Being Chicago natives and Chicago hardcore fans, we might not like it, but Henry Burris and listen, Vince Evans was when that was late 70s, early 80s.
Like
so
70s.
Yeah, so you look to your right and left and you didn't see any black quarterbacks. Now you see the majority. You have black quarterbacks being drafted number 1 overall. So I don't know. I mean, there were a few black quarterbacks drafted when the Bears took Mitch Trubisky. Only 2 of them have outperformed Mitch Trubisky. You know, it's just bad that they outperformed him so bad that it kind of makes him look, it pales in comparison. So I think this is, you give a guy a 1-year deal. So basically, they're basically
a 1-year deal?
No, they gave Andy Dalton a 1-year deal.
Okay.
But why? Because they're lame ducks. That management is lame ducks. Like
he might be trade bait.
How about those Patriots though, man?
Now they making moves.
I thought that they was gonna get rid of Cam. Didn't y'all? Tell the truth.
Shocked the shit out of me.
Would
Man,
they
when
have
they
been wrong?
re-upped on him for 2 more years, what, 3 more years?
Yeah, why are we not mad at that? Because Andy Dalton clearly outplayed Cam this year. Clearly.
Did he?
Cam was
Hello,
hurt,
is this thing on? Yes, clearly. We all got smartphones and the internet. We sitting right on it. Clearly outplayed him this year.
I don't know, because Cam threw 8 touchdowns, but he rushed for like 14 more. So did he really outplay him?
I know out of the 3 quarterbacks in question, Cam, Mitch, and Andy Dalton, only one of them went to the playoffs.
I guess.
I mean, if there's one thing that will save the Bears, at least for temporarily, that's winning. Any way you win, all will be forgiven.
Why didn't they go after Jameis Winston a little harder if they knew they couldn't get Russell Wilson?
I don't listen. A 1 year, $10 million deal doesn't say to me, it doesn't scream to me that they're done. I just think that they may be resigning themselves to picking up a quarterback that they might be able to do a little work on in the draft. The way things are going now.
Trask. I don't want Kyle Trask, man.
Oh, well, you don't want Andy Dalton, and we can't afford to get.
So don't. He
listen,
might be trade bait though.
He's not.
Might be trade bait.
Who's biting that bait outside of the Bears?
Man, it's a lot of thirsty quarterback. There's a lot of thirsty teams waiting for a quarterback. Man,
Name one. I know one. I found out one today.
San Diego is looking for a backup.
Andy Dalton wants to play, and he's going to play here.
No, he's not going to start. He took the job with Dallas, knowing he wasn't going to start.
Wait a minute. Andy Dalton is not going to start here?
It'll be a competition.
We're not talking about here, though.
Oh, wait a minute.
We're not talking about here.
Oh, wait a minute, JB. A competition between him and Foles?
Yeah.
I can't see Foles sticking around.
He got a $19 million hit. What you mean?
Hold on. I can't see him sticking around.
Look here, man.
Okay, I'll be very shocked if he sticks
both
around.
Both of them together is costing, well, not on the books, but one is at 19, I believe, the other's at 10. So that's $29 million on 2 quarterbacks that ain't worth a squirrel fart. Nothing.
Okay.
Right.
A squirrel fart?
Nothing.
Damn.
Nothing.
But the Bears did start off hot last year, though. You got to admit, when we was 5-0, well, we was cashing it out. We was booking hotels.
I got a little,
Sir, yes.
Booking hotels for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Was the 5-0 with an asterisk next to it, though?
Yeah. No. After that, we started getting shellacked.
Tampa Bay was one of those 5, wasn't it?
Huh?
Wasn't Tampa Bay one of the 5?
I don't know if that was.
They were one of the 6.
6-3, right?
Right.
So, but here we go.
Well, people say they cheated for them anyway, so that's another show.
That is
cheated for the Bears?
No, for the Buccaneers.
Oh,
yes.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh, for the Super Bowl?
For the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's that's another show.
Yeah.
But we know the force that been kicked in on that one.
Because I'm gonna need Dedrick DeWalt, Tom Brady loving ass on that show. I'm calling people out.
Man, he stays on his sack.
I'm calling people
It's 2
out.
people you don't argue with, fans you don't argue with. And you know the first one, LeBron James and Tom Brady. You're not going to win. LeBron James and Tom Brady are the epitome of all sports. Let them tell it.
From our chat, Alex Acevedo says they tried hard on Russ Wilson. Seahawks wouldn't budge. And you know what? I was shocked that the Bears were that aggressive going for a guy that wasn't clearly out the door yet. But I thought some of the trades that they were making, the cornerback, I said, okay, maybe they might be cleaning house. And then Russell, this would open the door for Russell for us. And then I got the alert like, Andy Dalton. I don't think I could think of a more vanilla signing than Andy Dalton.
Yes,
you know what?
Can.
You hold on. Last week I heard that the Bears were interested in Gardner Minshew. and I thought that was terrible.
Come on, man.
I think I would have liked that better than Andy Dalton.
He was there. The Bears were linked to every single quarterback in the league.
Hey, look here.
They're thirsty.
Hey, look here. I thought this was the Chicago podcast. I thought we kept shit real around here.
Trying.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna give you this in chronological order.
Okay, dope.
Mike Glennon, Nick Foles, Andy Dalton. Do you not see the problem?
Huff, and more huff.
Trash, huff.
Devil.
Bullshit, dumpster fire, whatever colloquialism you want to use. It ain't working. Hell, I'd rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick than Andy Dalton. If you was gonna go, old white guy, come on.
Didn't Nick Foles win the Super Bowl?
Hey man,
What? Hold on. Wasn't he the MVP of the Super Bowl?
And what did Janet Jackson tell you, man?
Hold on. That was 2 years ago. What was that, 2 years? Hold on.
What did she tell you?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
And you know what? And that's becoming very true in sports nowadays. You could win. You could be a number one pick, Josh Rosen, and then be out of there next year for Kyler Murray. So yeah, you're right. That's why we got to. I'm not going. The sky is not falling. I'm not going to jump out the window because of Andy Dalton. But he doesn't move the needle. He doesn't make a splash. He does make Gardner. He does make signing Gardner Minshew look a little bit more, at least a little bit more. I don't know. He makes Mitch Trubisky look. What was your word, John? Serviceable. Serviceable. He does. And watch. And I agree with you, JB. I'd be very shocked if Mitch Trubisky does not end up in San Francisco. Now, if they keep Garoppolo, he might not, because I think they want to get this guy a good run at playing. But Garoppolo is a little bit of injury prone.
Absolutely.
So if they can give him a big enough deal, but a big enough deal almost ensures that you play. Get this guy more than 10.
Byron Mullins go, of which they would still need that backup guy, big deal or not. Because even if he's not on the books for a trade, you have to look at it like this. The 49ers was just fresh off a Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
He gets hurt, their whole season is gone. If with the right system, maybe Kyle Shanahan can change Mitch around, and Mitch, like a Garoppolo type quarterback, shows that can work.
I agree.
I agree.
Who did the Bears trade up to get Mitch Trubisky? Who did they trade with?
San Francisco. I'm trying to tell you.
Because San Fran would have got him if the Bears didn't. At least that's what they fooled the Bears into thinking.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes things come full circle in this game, because the Bears.
I hope not. That'll make the Bears look even worse. That'll make the Bears look even worse. San Francisco gets them anyway.
Gets them anyway. And that's
for
just
nothing.
Buffoonery that the front office allows. I'm not even gonna say the front office. I'm tired of blaming the front office. It's time to blame ownership. Not that it's ever gonna matter unless we just say one day we ain't going to the stadium, we ain't buying no tickets. But time after time after time after time after time, from way back in the day when they could have taken Dan Marino to when Dan Marino was a free agent in '92, they could have picked him up. Quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. They never, ever, ever get it right. I like Jay Cutler. I wanted Jay Cutler to succeed.
Me too.
But the brass didn't want Jay Cutler to succeed, clearly.
Fuck Jay Cutler.
I thought the signing of Jay Cutler, the signing of Mike Glennon, and then signing Mike Glennon in the same year, drafting Mitch Trubisky, said that the Bears were aggressively going after a quarterback, but they're blindly swinging for the fences.
Can you say they're aggressively inept?
There's no question. The results say that there's enough ineptitude to go around that front office, and some of it you can say, well, that's the nature of the game. It's a little bit more natural over here, so I give them the credit for swinging. Baseball fans, the Bears are not taking any backward Ks. they're striking out. They're striking out bad when it comes to this quarterback thing. So,
but for 30 years though, Irv, 30 years.
Well,
that's a curse.
You know what? This I try to look at it as glass half full. It can't even be half full in this case. It's just half. I'm trying to, as a fan, I'm not gonna say it's half empty. That's just
I'm with you on the positivity, man, brother. But like Dave squeezed all the positivity out of me. Like right now, I'm about to go get me an Aaron Rodgers jersey and be talked about.
I don't know who else the Bears could have gotten.
0-16. And give me a number 1 or 2 pick. Let's go after the buddy, after old boy from Cincinnati next year. Hopefully he'll have another dope season. Let's get him. Let's get pacing them up out of here. Let's get some real football guys in here, and let's make a splash. Let's make an impact. You about to waste another year of this defense. Hell, Andy Dalton couldn't get Amari Cooper in them the ball. How you gonna get Allen Robinson the ball?
Remember, man, all we need really is a Trent Dilfer type.
Hold on for a minute.
Serviceable.
Hold on for a minute.
Serviceable. No, you hold on. You hold on. Let me finish. All we need is a serviceable quarterback. We fix up the line. We got a good defense right now. They just need consistency. And if we get them off the field, then I think they'll be okay. Go ahead, JR.
We got to serve. If all we need is serviceable, Andy Dalton is that.
If nothing else, he's that. But
that's it. But that's all we need.
But I can't say that's all we need, because if that's the case, we had serviceable with a great defense 2 years ago with Mitch 12-4. Mm-hmm. Serviceable wasn't enough to get us over the hump.
Well, we had a little bit of Bears luck.
Cody Parkey was really the reason why we didn't go further.
But you also agreed that great quarterback play or better coaching doesn't leave that particular game up to the kicker.
Coaching. You hit it on the nail. I mean, you hit it on the head right there. Coaching. Yeah. Our coach sucks. If Mitch had a better coach, Mitch would still be in Chicago.
So if Nagy comes in and he's the smartest guy in the room, right?
Well, there must be a bunch of fucking dummies in the room.
But how are you smart enough not to know that on down and distance, you let Montgomery run for that first down, and then Nick Foles never gets the ball again? Like, never, ever touches the ball. I mean, not David Montgomery, Jordan Howard. I'm sorry, it was Jordan Howard. Mm-hmm. He was falling forward for 3, 4, 5 yards. You telling me he couldn't get one? Go back and look at the game. He couldn't get 1 yard because that very next series, Nick Foles came down and did what Nick Foles do. And he's the greatest, like, relief quarterback. He can come in and mop up time and get you a win.
Wait a minute.
Give Jordan Howard the ball.
Sounds like Fitzmagic.
I told you I would rather have Fitzmagic than Andy Dalton. I'm being honest. And I have to now. I will. I get a sandwich. Good, bad, good, or bad, good, bad. I did read.
What kind of shit you smoking over there?
Nothing. I don't do that. I don't partake.
Fitzpatrick over it.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait. You know I have proof. If you would like to go look at the QBR for the last 3 years, what if I told you that Andy Dalton had? Ryan Fitzpatrick even had a better QBR than Tom Brady. He had a better QBR than Deshaun Watson. So you wouldn't believe that unless you really did the research to find out. He's actually smoking Andy Dalton in QBR.
On how many snaps though?
But
because he wasn't a full-time starter. So if you have a smaller sample,
but Fitzpatrick was the Miami's full-time starter. Remember, he came in and took Josh Rosen's job the year before.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't play a whole season, though. These guys that you're talking about play a whole season.
Okay, but what are you looking at now?
Like apples and oranges.
Play a full season. Andy Dalton didn't play a full season. Right now, we putting the Band-Aid up a bullet hole at the quarterback position, and we leaking, man. We leaking.
You know what? I think I'm with you on that, JB. If we're, because we got to make a splash. Now, I don't think any of these guys make a huge splash. but I think Fitzpatrick would have been a little bit easier to digest for some fans because Andy Dalton, he does seem like his better days. He didn't look terrible in Dallas. I got to give him a little credit. But if that's what we're going for, not terrible, it's like, hey, come eat at my restaurant. The food's not terrible.
That's
Right.
exactly what they're going for. Not
Yeah.
terrible.
It won't kill you. Hey, Alex, I like Alex, man. Shout out to Alex Acevedo. He done chimed in a couple times. It's definitely a curse.
Yes.
Thanks, Alex. Alex also said, who was your guys' free agent QB pick? Not Trubisky, because that relationship is over.
I agree, Alex. Alex, man,
brother.
you hit the nail on the head. That relationship is over because we burned the bridge with that. But you know what, Alex? I don't know. I have a long list of guys that I would say I wouldn't be happy with. Andy Dalton is one of them. I wouldn't pick him. But if I could, let me see a free agent that I would be okay with.
J.I., let me ask you this though. Was Andy Dalton even on your short list?
No, he was not. He was not.
Not on mine either.
You know what? I'm just not going to
that just
crucify the
came
guy
out
for
of left
picking him.
field. Like nobody, I don't think anybody, media, Adam Schefter, Diana Rossini, whoever, I don't think Andy Dalton's mama knew he was going to get picked up by the Bears. No.
But here's what happens. When the guys you're going after, we're looking at Watson, they're not going to let him go. Russell, Russell Wilson, that fell through. So no. Do you want to look at Teddy Bridgewater? You know what? I think I would have preferred Teddy Bridgewater over Andy Dalton.
I would have kicked the tires. And we don't even know if they did because hell, everything's so secretive up there at Hallis Hall. Like it's
what? But they definitely kicked the tires with Teddy Bridgewater's before they got Nick Foles.
Right before.
But see, the thing is, Nick Foles was okay with
being a backup. Teddy wanted to start.
with competing for the job.
Teddy wanted to start. I remember that conversation.
And I don't have a problem with that either.
I don't either.
If Carolina says come in and you start, then yeah, I would say yeah. I thought Carolina was a better situation for him.
So I'm gonna kind of go out on a limb here because this might not be a popular opinion because of the devastation of his injury. But I mean, somebody did mention, what about Tyrod Taylor before? But I had said, well, if you was gonna give me Andy Dalton, hell, I'd have kicked the tires on Alex Smith. He was gonna be real cheap.
Alex Smith is an accident waiting to happen.
But he was going to be cheap if you was just looking for a stopgap to draft in the next round. Alex chimed in again. This is definitely their plan B. They are moving up and drafting their guy. So now we're looking at what?
I think so, Alex. I said that too.
Who is their guy? Because again, if it's Kyle Trask,
Mac Jones.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. And here's why. Listen, Mac Jones is one of those quarterbacks that had the benefit of everything going right every Saturday and this one particular Monday with that squad. What's going to happen when Mac Jones gets a little adversity? What's going to happen when he get pressured the first time? Hell, we damn near could have went behind Alabama's line and won a national championship. That boy wasn't getting touched. His jersey was only washed one time this year, once. So let's keep perspective when we're talking about moving up to get their guy. They don't even know who their guy is, and the cycle's going to repeat itself because what's going to happen is they're going to draft this quarterback. Pace and Nagy within the next year or two are going to be gone. Here we go with the new coach, new GM, Mac Jones. Kyle Trask, whoever, is not their guy. And now we're repeating the cycle all over again. There needs to be like a complete severance of whatever this scouting department or way we're thinking or whatever they got going on, because you're going to consistently be behind the eight ball at the quarterback position. Then that entail is going to mean you don't have free agents that want to come here. Why I want to come here and waste my career knowing we ain't got a chance to win? It's a trickle-down effect. See, people got to think about the next step and the next step and the next step. Okay, so what? Mac Jones, he won a national championship. Now what? I'm not impressed.
Hey, did A-Rob sign that franchise?
I haven't heard anything about it.
The last thing I saw about it was that he did not. But
man, you think he's really?
So it was just
he's gonna be more inclined to do it now that we have Andy Dalton. Is he gonna be more inclined?
you know what? Here's the thing. Yeah, Alex said they should have cleaned house last year. This is what happened. This is what makes you the bad guy. When you have to make a tough decision, and you kind of drag your feet on it, like some people like, I don't want to give the bad news. I don't want to be the bad guy, but you end up being the worst guy when you drag it out. Alex made a good point. They should have cleaned out last year. So what they're going to do now is they're going to do everything piecemeal. We're going to get rid of this guy this year and this year. And before you know it, the defense is going to grow old and you won't have a defense to support a young and upcoming quarterback.
Did that like 3 straight regimes in a row.
I agree, brother.
Ted Williams and not Ted. Is it Ted Williams? What's his name? Ted, the big 2 linemen.
Yes.
Keith Traylor and
Keith Traylor and Ted Williams.
Ted Williams. They did it with that defense. They did it with the Urlacher defense. They're doing it now with this defense. It's like, come on. Like, stop putting the cart before the horse and let's batten down the hatches. We got to stop all this overlapping because that's all it is. John Fox even told you. And I ain't want Mitch Trubisky. But what happens? John Fox get fired. Matt Nagy comes in and Matt Nagy is like, oh no, I just left this guy to come here and I guess he all right. But then after year 1 or 2, he's like, man, I don't want this guy. So then what's going to happen? Now you're going to overlap again. Mac Jones might be the guy. Mac Jones might not be. I know, Alex, you said you like Mac Jones. 100. Respect your opinion, but I'm going to respectfully disagree because I've seen this picture before. I've seen this film plenty of times right here in Chicago. And let me tell you, I'm tired of pressing rewind. I'm tired of it. If you don't, and even like, John, why you want a black quarterback so bad? It ain't even about a black quarterback. I just want an actual quarterback, like a good quarterback.
Right. Like, it don't matter if he black, green, brown, orange.
Man, he could be Martian Manhunter. I don't give a But I look at our scouting department. I look at what that boy Justin Herbert just pulled off in San Diego. Was like, man, we couldn't have waited a year and got that guy. Like our scouting department stuff. Well, we're gonna kick the tire on Marcus Mariota. No, why?
We're gonna wait a year now for
he
sure.
He can't throw the ball. But we're gonna get Derek Carr. Derek Carr don't want to come here. Like, they make boneheaded decisions based upon analytics or being the smartest guy in the room.
Hold on. I don't think Andy Dalton wanted to come here, but kind of like Ricky said, they pay him.
He probably didn't. But yeah.
Well, hold on. I tell you what, after the performance he had in Dallas, it probably wasn't too many people looking for Andy Dalton to come at all.
Hold on. There's no question. Listen. If at this stage in your career, if you want to go someplace that's going to give you an opportunity to, one, get paid as much as you can, no shame in that. No, nothing is wrong with that. And also win as much. So the Bears have probably paid him as much as anybody was willing to pay. All right. And however, I think if he could have messed around, but you know what? If I'm an NFC East team and I'm playing NFC East team, Dallas could have picked up Andy Dalton. Washington could have picked up Andy Dalton. They didn't want to. They see him twice a year, so they see what they don't want.
They got Fitzpatrick, didn't they? They got Fitzpatrick.
Now your shit is coming out.
Hold on for a minute. Listen, when they drafted Fitzpatrick, when they signed Fitzpatrick, I was like, good. So the Bears can't get him. I never thought that this was coming next.
Irv, we chop it up all the time. You're one of the smartest coaches I've ever met, and your acumen is we here. You cannot tell me, even if you thought that Ryan Fitzpatrick might have came through here. Me and you talking, I bet you we could probably find 8, 9, 10 different quarterbacks before we even think about saying Andy Dalton. Like,
You know what though?
come on.
I had a gang of guys say, "Man, what about Tyrod Taylor? So what about him?"
I'd take him before Andy Dalton.
He don't move me either, but he's better than Andy Dalton.
He's a little better than serviceable. Andy Dalton again, serviceable.
His resume is not better than Andy Dalton.
Oh, his resume? No, absolutely not. His resume.
So if you think Andy Dalton is washed,
hold on. Mm-hmm. We're not getting Red Rifle Andy Dalton.
You're right.
That guy had, and remember, that guy had a stellar line. That guy had weapons on the outside. That guy he just couldn't get out the playoffs. Right?
You know what? I looked at his stats when the Bears drafted him. I looked at his stats, and they weren't horrible for last year.
No, they weren't horrible.
Or the year before that. So I'm saying he's getting a little bit of, like, we've seen what you can do, and we think your best days are behind you. There's no question about that. So we don't want a guy that we seen his best. We've seen his best. Will we see any better? No, we won't see any better. And
but is it gonna so the proverbial hump?
Mm-hmm.
What you just did right now for me, we saw Mitch Trubisky win a couple of games that we probably shouldn't won because he was able to scramble around in the pocket, make a miraculous down throw to Darnell Mooney or whatever that got us one of them games that even put us in contention to be 8-8.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Dalton can't do that. Andy Dalton is just a step faster than Nick Foles, who's a statue. So we're talking about 10 toes down in the mud with a okay offensive line. And even if, let's say the Bears do get Trent Williams, because that's who they're going after for left tackle, I'm still not convinced that Nagy's going to run the ball enough to even make Andy Dalton's play action game be relevant. Andy Dalton can't sit back there and throw the ball 50 times. He can't.
Alex wants to know, as a passer, Dalton or Trubisky?
Pass.
Dalton.
Pass.
Dalton. But you know what? If you have to extend the play, which is what you're saying, JB.
Trubisky.
Because of bad line play.
Hold on. I'm going to extend the play as Trubisky, then throw an inaccurate pass, and I can blame it on the rush. Or maybe I can beef up this line, which is not sexy, give this guy maybe a half a second more, and then he's a more accurate passer anyway.
He's a more accurate passer short. Neither one of them got no arm strength. Foles, Dalton, Trubisky, they have no deep arm strength. They just don't.
I think I'm with Alex on this. I'm not on board with Dalton. I wouldn't have said it. And if I can undo the deal, I would undo it. But I think he's a little bit more, but he is a little bit more accurate, I think. Because Trubisky has shown, erratic, whatever.
And I will say that, like I said, I'm Alex Smith. Thank you, Alex, for commenting. Andy Dalton is not okay. He's not trash. I'm a little harsh right now because I'm in my feelings. Like I'm mad.
I know.
Yeah,
he's a playoff caliber quarterback. He's a regular season, a little bit better than the game manager. But at the same time, J.I., you said the sexy pick. I'm not even looking for the sexy pick right now. I'm looking for something. If we can't get the 1 and 2 guy that we want, hell, give us 3 and 4 that's going to give us at least a chance to be relevant.
I agree.
Like, I hate to say this, but in our division right now, I would have rather had Jared Goff.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. There's no question. If I would have rather had Jared Goff too. And then because you have a little bit of you have a little bit more of an upside. He's younger.
That's the only
quarterbacks are still the worst quarterbacks in the whole division.
Let me tell you this, and here's where we go again. We're gonna be talking about quarterbacks for the next couple seasons, unless something miraculous happens.
I can't
miraculous
man.
Gonna happen, man.
I can't do. I'm gonna tell you the kind of fan I am. When we were all growing up, we loved the Bulls because it was Michael Jordan, it was Scottie Pippen, it was Bulls. When we had them lean years, we was like, man, they better make a splash. Bam, here come D Rose. Now we start to rolling again, but what happens? Administration gets in the way. Front office gets in the way. You don't put enough around Derek. You don't preserve Derek. Hell, you don't rehab Derek enough. Then you let Derek go. So now we start to look at the Bulls regime like, man, now we in 20 plus years of purgatory. Flip side, the Bears, we in 30. We can hang our hats on the 85 Bears. Hell, I was 7 years old. If my legacy is I can talk to you about something from 1985, well, that wasn't much of a legacy. That might have been a one-time occurrence, flash in the pan deal as far as the Bears are concerned. But you have the opportunity to right that ship. But you don't have the you have an aggressive mindset as far as personnel is concerned. But the ineptitude is so glaring that it's like, man, they kind of cutting their nose off to spite their face in a sense of what I'm looking at now. You have an aging, aggressive, good defense. You just got rid of two pretty good defensive coordinators. Now you got a third coming in who runs a similar situation to what you knew from Fangio. So now we can't expect that defense to be just lights out first year under a new head coach. So now the offense going to be new, the defense going to be new quarterback. It's like we starting all over without actually starting over. If you're going to burn it down and tear it up, burn it down and tear it up.
The defense ain't going to be new. Well,
no, the coach is.
The coach is going to be new.
He's got to put his imprint on those guys. We thought Chuck Pagano, think about it. We coming off of Fangio where the defense was like number one in scoring. They won like 7 games for us defensively, had 36 takeaways. I think Eddie Jackson had like a record for interceptions for touchdowns, pick sixes or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. That same defense under Fangio, we was like, man, top 5.
Easy.
Pagano gets that same defense, and then it's like, okay, we not bad, but we dwindled a little bit. We needed to tighten some things up. So now you're giving us another defensive coordinator. So now we got to start that defensive process all over again. Well, these guys ain't getting any younger. They on the field too long. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't preserve your defense right now, when you don't have that dude at quarterback or one of those dudes at quarterbacks, you're taking your defensive life and you're shrinking it. Internally, you're shrinking it. Because you don't have enough offense to keep your defense off the field.
Indeed. Offense definitely keeps defense off the field. You need a little bit of healthy balance because right now, offense isn't giving us any time. Defense is coming back on the field, winded, and tired defense looks like a bad defense.
And depending on who they play, they might come back on the field beat up.
Yes. Oh, no question, man. This was an excellent talk. I'm glad we didn't beat up the Bears too bad for this debacle of a free agent signing. Did we really think they were gonna get it right though?
I had false hope.
Yeah, so I mean, I still have the hope. They brought in Dalton to be a security blanket. You know what? If you got two quarterbacks, you don't have one quarterback. So
you said security blanket to me. Both of them are that handicapped toilet seat you put on your bathroom. That you sit in the shower when you can't stand up. That's what they are.
Oh man, listen.
This was great, man. Nice little way to end the show.
Hey, I'm sorry I had to get off that, but
no problem, man. The energy was off the chain.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Ricky Pierce, man. Love that. Like I said, one of my favorite players of all time. Favorite. Loved having a chance to talk to that man. Shout out to Bobby Reed. That collaboration, we appreciate that.
Definitely.
Good energy, fellas. Shout out to our crew. Behind.
Oh man, SP super producer. Can't do it without the super producer.
Most definitely.
Thank you. So next week, man, next Tuesday, Bobby Simmons, baller from
Yes.
Simeon. It's gonna be a good time again, man.
Hey, Alex, he gave me the JB with the laugh. He said, "Good Bears talk. Can't wait to have y'all on TTNL." Absolutely, that's coming.
Yeah,
Coming.
yeah, that's gonna be a good
My
time,
man, Alex, thank you. We
That'll be
always
fun.
appreciate the love. Alex is one of the homies. I can't wait to have him on as one of the guest hosts. Absolutely.
Most definitely, Alex. Hey, thanks. It was nothing but love from Alex. Good stuff, Alex.
The fact
rock with
that
us.
thank you. I don't know who that is, but thank you. Oh man, he said Tyler Bray. Ooh.
Hey, man, my sister never bought me my drink, so I got to go get my drink. So we need to end this because I need my drink.
And she got to get dealt with.
I need my medicine.
Hey, what they saying, like, and don't be playing with yourself. You gotta wake in the morning.
All right, fellas.
All right. Hey, next week we'll do this again.
Man.
Most definitely.
All right.
All right.
All right, fellas.
Yes, sir. All right, JB.
Peace, T. I'll talk with you.
Yep.